when I start the thing, it like zooms in. Okay, we're live. Hi, everybody. Hi, guys. Welcome to Temple Girl Talk, our first episode on YouTube. So we're super excited. Those of you who have been tuning into the series since we started it on Instagram, thank you guys for joining us again on a different platform. And we're going to be on here moving forward. That's the plan right now. As Instagram is not really equipped for this show at the moment. Later on, if the live features get a little better, we might continue it on there, or we might just keep doing it on here, or we might take it to TikTok. We don't know, but we'll definitely keep you guys updated because we do want to try to be consistent, but we do want to do this on the best platform possible. So, but we're gonna be here until further notice on YouTube. So thank you guys for joining us. So hi guys, how are you guys doing?
Good. How's everybody?
Good. Busy, but good.
Can't believe July's almost over, eh?
I know. And then it's August, and then summer's done. And it's my birthday in September.
Yes.
Gonna finally be 26, so.
Oh man, welcome, girl. I want to welcome you to the 26 club.
Do it in September, girl. I'm holding on to 25.
25 forever.
25 is the great age, man. When I turned 26, I was like, that's not even cute. It's not a cute age. But it is what it is. But yeah, so let's start jumping into these topics. So our first topic. So we're gonna touch upon some of the topics we were attempting to do the other day that we weren't really able to get through. Because the technical difficulties we had on IG. So the one that we were talking about that I think had gotten cut off when we started it was we were talking about about body image. We had been talking about how I think that's where we had stopped. We had stopped somewhere in the middle of that. How it was based on this post that I had seen on Facebook that I sent to you guys. That basically this girl was saying it's crazy that when you're thin, suddenly everybody wants to be proud of you and compliment you. And not that it's a bad thing for people to be proud of you when you lose weight, but it kind of seems like they aren't proud of you. It's like kind of like, we weren't proud of me before. Did we not think I was beautiful before? What's the thing? Because we do realize that unfortunately there is this stigma with weight that when we lose weight, all of a sudden people are like, you look so great. I'm so proud of you. Look at you. Look what you've done. As if, your weight, the post said something about it goes to show that that in society, your value is put on how thin you are.
Yeah.
How thin you are literally is put as if that values you as a person, with the way that people act, when you lose weight and you get thinner, So again, not that it's a bad thing to lose weight, but it's just this thing that people have where even when people say and I get this all the time when I tell people I'm like, oh, I'm chubby, and people are like, or I'm like, oh, I got a little too much weight on me. People will be like, but you're beautiful. And I'm like, I didn't say I was ugly. I said I was chubby. Those are two different things. I'm literally never. And in my head, I always hear, if you guys know Girl with a Gut on TikTok, I always hear her in my head, that the girl with a gut, the girl who's like, fat, yes. Obese, yes. But ugly could never. Because people really act like weight and beauty are the same thing. As if someone saying that they're big is them saying they're ugly. And it's just no. So what do you guys think about this topic?
Actually, I found the post that you posted in our chat. I was scrolling through. I was listening though. So for anybody who doesn't know the post, it says, when I lost over 100 pounds, everyone suddenly loved me. Everyone thought I was gorgeous. Everyone thought I was powerful. I can assure you being congratulated for weight loss just feels like your greatest fear confirmed. You have to be thin to be valuable to the world, and it sucks. And I agree with everything you were saying, Amelia. I've never been a bigger girl, but in comparison to the people I've grown up around, my frame it was bigger just because of who I am. I mean, I'm not a thin Caucasian girl. I am, different background. So naturally my body's going to be built different. But I go to the gym, I like to pose regularly, and I always get hit on whenever I'm in my tights and my shirt because I'm so curvy and whatever. And actually this last Monday I went, and it was me and another girl, and I was wearing oversized baggy thing because I didn't want to be hit on. But you could still get hit on. I did get hit on anyways, but she was traditionally chubby. And I was just like, but this girl is beautiful. Why are we not getting the same? What is this? And I could see
why
her-
don't you keep give the same reaction?
exactly. And I was looking at her, I was studying at her. I had to like glance away so she wouldn't see me staring at her. But I was like, she's beautiful. People just stop at the weight and they go, I don't know, that's not for me. And it's just like, so where is this coming from? Who made that, the standard? It's exactly what you said. The beauty and the weight, they're not, it's annoying. And it seems to be this like age old thing that we can't like shake.
I feel like growing up too, it was kind of embedded in our brains that, skinny is beautiful, and you saw like all these like Paris Hilton and all other celebrities that were just so skinny, and like that was our main goal, was to just look like them. And like if you didn't, then like you're considered, I don't know, ugly in society. So I guess that's why a lot of people feel like this pressure to look a certain way. But then at the end of the day, it's like they're absolutely like nothing, like not the same. Like there can be a lot of curvy women, but extremely beautiful, amazing personalities, and like that shouldn't even have anything to do with the weight. Personally, like it's so sad. Like, and then there's some people, like I remember I stopped hanging out with this person, but like anytime they see like a bigger person come in, like, oh my god, look at her, like ew, like what? I'm like, yo, like what's your problem? Like she's so pretty, or anything like that. Like why can't you just let them be? Like it's just so sad. So I don't talk to that person anymore. But like yeah, it's just like I don't get why weight should like balance off like what or define you as in like beauty or not beautiful. It's stupid, but it's true what you're saying, because like that when you said the post, it's like what's it called? Fat, yes. Obese, yes. Ugly, I never said that. Like I'm not ugly, so yeah, that's what I think. But,
yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's actually funny because actually recently, so I've been rewatching this show recently. That this show is one of those shows, when you have shows that like you rewatch them just for kicks every once in a while. You're like, I'm gonna watch this whole series over again. So recently I started rewatching How I Met Your Mother, right? Oh, okay. So recently I just randomly started rewatching How I Met Your Mother, and I'm watching it, and it's funny because that show was like years ago, like a long time ago, and like I'm watching it now, and I'm like, it's still a really good show. It's still a very like creative show, production wise and like writing wise, and it's still funny for the most part. But I realized I'm like, there are certain things, and that's why like I have a very love-hate relationship with 2021, with our current day and age, because sometimes we take it a little too far, yes, but in a way I kind of like the fact that we just don't let things slide that used to slide before. And like something that I realized in particular when it comes to How I Met Your Mother is Barney's character and the way he talks about fat women. A lot of times, like he really talks about that a lot. Like, oh, guys, if I'm ever with a fat woman, blah blah blah, like you guys are gonna have to talk some sense to me. Like he says certain things like that in the show. Wow, really? and I didn't realize it before, but now watching it again, like now this time that we're very like hypersensitive to things, like he would say things like that, and I'd be like, ooh, sir, what are you saying? I was gonna say Neil Patrick Harris, but it wasn't his fault. He's the actor, But the writers of the show, like I'm looking at you guys a little funny right now, because some of the things he would say, it was crazy because I realized too, like what the other day when I was watching it, that the character he says a lot of times like, oh, if I was ever with a fat girl, like basically like showing a negative idea of like being with a big woman. Right. But he always talks about like boobs. Oh, I want to go with big boobs. And it's like, but you don't realize that a lot of times women's bodies are proportionate. Like example, me, like I got a lot going on over here, but it's because I got a lot going on over here too. You know what I mean? Like it's proportionate. Like it all goes together. So it's like if I were to lose weight, I was gonna lose all the weight. You know what I mean? And it's like a lot of men don't really realize that, because number one, it's a lot of it is the fact of the media and like, you know, a lot of these models and influencers who have, and it's not knocking anybody because we talked about this before. It's not knocking anybody who has made their body with their coins, because, you know, you can do that. You absolutely can if you want to. And, you know, I absolutely do not put down any woman for paying for the body that they want. That's totally fine if you want to do that. But the one thing that does come as a consequence of that is that then a lot of people who maybe or just don't know, or a lot of times, especially it's men, a lot of the times think that like this is just how it is. That a woman could just be like ta ta ta, and it's just like natural, like that just happened that way. When there are women that are naturally just like that. They're naturally kind of thin, and they just, you know, they're big on the top and they're big on the bottom, and that's great. But a lot of times women are very proportionate, and guys don't realize that. They don't realize that women are proportionate. So if you want a lot of this, you're gonna have to have a lot of this too. Like it just, it's a package deal, you know.
Exactly.
You get a lot of this and less of that or something. I don't know.
Right. Something's gotta give, you know.
Something's gotta give.
It's not Build-A-Bear.
Oh my
Right.
god, remember that place? Oh my god.
Right. They think they have Build-A-Bear workshop.
Don't kill me.
All right. So I think we can move on to the next topic. Next topic was so I think we had talked about like yeah, we had talked about Black creators. Yeah, I think we definitely got to that topic. I remember that.
Yeah, we talked.
So the next topic that we actually didn't get to last week was shaming a woman based on what they do and what they wear, but not shaming men for doing the same.
Mm-hmm.
Or something along those lines. Tasha, this was your topic, so did I say it right?
I think so.
Something like that. Yeah. So yeah, basically the idea was like the double standard, right? Like shaming women for the same things that you don't shame men for.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so you want me to take it off? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, girl.
Yeah, I mean, like, for example, say, like, okay, say you go out with friends, and then, you know, like, everyone's single, everyone's doing their own thing, you know, like, you party, whatever, but you're still classy and everything, like, you're just with your girl group, and then if you want to go out the next night, it's like, I don't know, you're kind of like shamed, like, oh wow, like, oh, this girl should go out all the time, oh, this girl, you know, she not whatever, like, she's, you know, out there. And then but if boys go out like Friday, Saturday, and then like, if they want to go out Sunday or something like that, like, they're not shamed. I don't know, kind of like that. Or like certain things that women do that get kind of, I don't know, that men in society or whatever, it's not seemed as like loose or like, you know, like just want to party all the time or do something, like, I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah. So the first example I thought of when you said this topic was two people currently in my life who be saying the same exact phrase, but one is a girl and one is a guy. So they're taken very differently, right? Mm-hmm. So my cousin always likes to say this thing, right? My cousin is single, and he always likes to say this thing when we're at family gatherings where they're like, "Oh, where's your girlfriend?" And he's like, "Which one? I have several girlfriends." And he says it, mind you, both of these people in my life say this as a joke, right? Like, they don't really mean it. They don't really have like 10 boyfriends or 10 girlfriends. Like, it's not like that. But, you know, they like to joke around. Oh, you know, which one? I have several girlfriends, you know, I got lots of them, right? And then my best friend also likes to say the same thing. Like, they'll be like, "Where's your boyfriend?" She's like, "Which one? I have a lot of them." Mm-hmm. And mind you, when she says it, like, our friends, she'll say it to our friends, we're all laugh. She says it like playing around to somebody else who's like not really in our friend group, or for example, like somebody who's older, like, you know, she's playing around with her parents like that, or like, you know, people in her family or somebody else, like, you know, like an older person, like they'll be like, "What do you mean?" Like, you know what I mean? Like they get like they'll be like, "What do you mean? Are you out here being a little hussy? Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't get it." You know, they're like, "What you mean several boyfriends? You can't have several boyfriends." So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, one is met with like a serious, like, "Hold on. Like, are you serious?" But if the guy says it and he's met with like a funny, like, you know, that was right. Like, oh, play on, okay, I see you.
Right?
You know what I mean? Like, they're like, okay.
Yeah, like, I remember one of my friends, last summer, she had her hot girl summer last summer. She was asking me, she's like, "Natasha, am I and I'm like, "No, because like you're not doing anything with the boys, you're just dating, like, you know, like you're going out, like going places, like, you know, you're testing the waters. I wouldn't say you are. Like, I'm like, why? She's like, because like people are saying like, yo, like, or like whatever people were saying, like, you know, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It's frowned upon on women, where it's like men get new girls, like they change their clothes, like I don't know, like, you know, and it's not frowned upon. So
No, and something else I thought of too. So, like when I was little, I don't know if it's just me. I don't know. I know that Caribbean parents in general are like strict, but I feel like mine, they kind of stretched it a little. They will go the extra mile, you know? So like when I was little, like my dad would tell me like, you can't be friends with no little boys. You a girl. And he would literally be like, you can't be friends with no little boys because they don't want to be your friends. They want to go out with you. They're boys.
mm-hmm.
Like they don't have friendly intentions. They're not trying to just be your friend. They're boys. They're gonna like you or whatever, and you're little. You don't need to be liking no boys. So like I couldn't be even friends really with no boys, right? But my little brother in like kindergarten was like, oh, so I like my friend, and me and her, she's gonna be my girlfriend, and we're gonna get married, blah blah blah, all these things. And he's like, yeah, I like that girl. That's my girl. That's my friend. Like we're friends, but we're gonna be dating, and then we're gonna get married. And when I tell you that, like my dad and my mom, my whole family, everybody, hee hee ha ha. If I would have said that in kindergarten, the next day when they brought me to school, they'd be like, "Who's the little boy? Don't talk to my kid ever in your life." Like,
It's so true.
I don't get it. And it's the same thing with clothes. Like I know I keep going back to the gym, but I show up in a sports bra and some tight leggings, I'm automatically a problem. I'm looking for attention. I'm seeking attention. But the guy who shows up in like the barely, what's it called? Like the really loose tank tops where you can see everything and whatever. And his,
or not even, they be with their shirts off.
Or shirts off, or like their pants really high up and their boxers out. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, get it. Get your workout, bro.
Yes, sir.
Well, okay, all right.
Right? Even like walking down the street. So I go for walks, right? That's like my main form of exercise. So even going down the street, if I wear like tights or like, you know, a fitted tank top or something like that, I'm looking for attention, or like automatically, like, and it's like, no, sir, don't whistle at me. No, uncle, don't watch me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why is it that we're sexualized, where if a guy, like, actually no, if girls watching that too, but I mean, like, you know, like, it's like, why are you coming for me for what I'm wearing, or like I'm seeking attention, or like, you know, like I deserve to have this happen to me because I'm wearing this. Like, it's stupid. Versus a guy, it's like, you know, I don't know. It's
no, literally. Like this guy hit on me in the gym, and I don't like to be talked to at the gym, but I mean, I'll give you like a time of day to be nice, but like don't be having no full conversation with me. I'm trying to exercise. And he was just like questioning me and stuff, and I knew he wanted to ask me how, and like I hate when people stumble. Just say what you're gonna say so I can tell you what I need to tell you.
like,
And eventually I was like, look, I'm in a relationship for 7 years. And he's like, you don't look like it. Why? Because I'm wearing leggings and a sports bra. And he's like, but you look like wifey material. And I'm like, what does that mean? He's like, because you're working out. I'm like, okay, so which one is it? Like, am I single to the village, or am I a wifey material now because you're trying to claim me? Like, I don't. What is that?
Ew. Because how does that even like equal to being a wifey material, or anything like that, or like you're single or something? What?
The fact that he said you don't look like you're in a relationship. What does that mean? I don't look loyal because I'm confident. Like
my question is, hold on. My question is, you're not wifey material if you don't go to the gym?
See, there's another thing there.
Because I don't go to the gym.
Girl, I don't go to the gym.
Maybe. I don't go to the gym. I used to work out, but I used to work out in my house. I don't like the gym, actually. Because I don't like to work out in front of people. I like working out at home. Mm-hmm. I like to do my little at-home workout because, number one, I don't like to work out for a long time. So my thing is, if I'm going to take the same amount of time getting to and from the gym that I'm going to take working out or longer, I'm not going to go. Mm-hmm. Unless I'm one of those people who's like a hardcore athlete and I'm really going to spend like 2 hours working out, then I'm not going to go to the gym. For what? I could work out at home. And it's less embarrassing. People don't see me over here wheezing. I have asthma, you know? I don't want people to see me wheezing. That's really awkward. Let me tell you something, guys. I'm convinced that I can't really be cute because I got asthma. Asthma stops me from being cute. Every time I try to be cute, I need to take my pump. And you know what? Not for nothing, taking your pump is not cute. You guys seen that movie? What movie is that? It's Hitch. When he's like with the inhaler. Like, I'm sorry, honey. Like, I don't know. Maybe it was because like he was a guy. It was funny. I don't know. I'm a girl. Like, I don't look cute when I'm here. Like, all of a sudden, I'm like, I'm like a nerd. All of a sudden, I'm a little nerd girl from a Nickelodeon show. Like,
yeah, everybody will laugh. They're like, "Oh, you need your little inhaler."
Mm-hmm.
Yo, literally, they'll think I'm like the nerd from the teenage sitcom. That's like the little girl with the glasses and the braces who's like, "Hi guys, hold on, I need my inhaler."
I'm sorry, my lungs don't work. I'm sorry for your inconvenience.
I'm sorry that it literally runs in my family. And it's so funny because everybody was laughing in my bio class that, like, mind you, I don't know nothing about science. I did terrible in my bio class in college. But literally the one thing that they asked was we were learning about different diseases. And they were like, oh, how do you get asthma? And I was like, this is my time to shine. And the teacher's like, yes. And I'm like, it's genetic. And she was like, yeah, it's literally genetic. It has to run in your family. And I'm like, and she's like, let me guess, you have asthma? I was like, yes. And it's genetic on both sides of my family, actually.
Oh, wow.
My mom and my dad had asthma growing up, so.
Can they use the take your breath away line on you, like the pickup line? Or let me take your breath away? Or do your lungs do that already?
Damn, I never heard that one before.
Damn, that was a good one. Yo, Johanna, don't tell nobody that one. The dudes in my life be trying to throw pickup lines at me. They're going to use that one next.
Right?
Okay, so let me see. So the next topic is... Because Natasha, I was telling Johanna, we're trying to see, how quickly we get through the topics. We already going on 20 minutes on the live. I'm trying to see if we could, do like a half hour today. It's going to be a little short.
Okay.
We're trying to do a half hour so that me and Johanna got things to do at 8. So.
Alrighty.
So
next. I won't say it until after we're done, but I will say that this network thing is doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was say, wait, Natasha, don't jinx it yet.
I know. Next, you start staticking.
Okay, so the next one that I had, we only have like 2 more really. So the next one that I had, I actually said it, and I wanted to say it in the beginning of the live, but I forgot to. So if you, any of you guys caught it. If not, it's actually on our Instagram on IGTV. So yeah, so I actually saw it on it was on Instagram on IGTV. I had done a live with our Tempo Cuba host Boris, talking about what's currently happening in Cuba, with all the protests and, against, the government, something that's been happening for 62 years. It's not a news story, but, now people have actually gone and outwardly started protesting in the streets, and a lot of really bad things are happening, whether, people are going missing, there's a lot of, police and military violence over there. So we were talking about a lot of that stuff. So if you guys want any more details, you guys can go over there. But it actually there was a topic within that I actually wanted to bring to Girls Talk because I thought it was interesting. So I'm going to tell you guys the backstory of the topic. It's a little juicy. It's like a little chisme, as we say, Dominicans say, but a little gossip. So basically, I'm not going to name her name because I still follow her, and I kind of like her content usually. Most of the time, sometimes she'll be a little crazy. But there was this Dominican TikToker, right? Who she was on live, right? And people did to her what people tend to do, which I always think is so stupid, which that's the topic right there, is when this is the topic right here, is when people try to force influencers to speak about something that's important and it's not really coming from the influencer. And some people, some influencers, they'll tell them they can go either way. They can tell them, oh, you should talk about this, is really important. This, and this is happening in the world, and you should talk about it. And they'll say, oh, okay, let me go learn about it. And they'll get educated about it. They'll say, wow, this is really important for me to speak about. And so they'll speak about it, and it'll be genuine, and it'll be because they really care. But sometimes it happens where people, they'll tell their favorite influencer, hey, you should talk about this, and that. And they don't really want to talk about it. They'll give some half-assed forced message about whatever the topic is. And we'll all know that they didn't really care to talk about it. And they don't really care about whatever the topic is.
Mhm.
So my thing is, I just think that it's so weird to like force influencers to talk about things. It's just so weird to me. And so basically, this one Dominican influencer, they had gone on her live, and people had the reason we all seen it because people screen recorded it. People so shady. They were screen recording her live when somebody asked her, "Oh, are you gonna make a video about what's going on in Cuba?" And she said, "Oh my gosh." She said it in Spanish but she literally basically said like, "Oh my gosh, you guys have me tired already with the topic about Cuba." She was like, I get it. Something's happening in Cuba, but something's happening in DR too. And I was like, ma'am, it's not that bad things are not happening in DR. Bad things are, honestly, we could probably sit here and we can find something bad happening in every single island in the Caribbean right now. Because if it's not some political thing, it's COVID, it's something else, it's a natural disaster. Like there are bad things happening all over the Caribbean, but what's happening in Cuba is a rising up after 62 years of dictatorship. So no other island in the Caribbean has had 62 years of dictatorship. So it's like, apples and oranges. Like, can you not sit here and have a woe is me moment? Because I think it's so crazy when people do this all the time on these social medias. When somebody talks about something that is happening to a certain group of people want to say, what about me? What about me? And it's like, why would you do that? Like, put yourself in the other person's shoes. You're here crying out for help because of something crazy is happening to you. And someone's going to say, but guess what? Guess what happened to me? Guess what happened to my group of people? And I want to tell you guys about what's happening to me right now that we're talking about you, to take that attention away from what's happening to you. Like, that's insane to me. And that's why I feel like if influencers don't want to talk about it, my personal opinion is just, if influencers don't want to talk about things, don't make them. Don't make them do it because it's not going to be genuine. We're all going to know it's fake. We're all going to know they didn't care. So if they don't care, just don't make them talk about it. They don't care. Like, I just think that's crazy to expect a genuine response from somebody when you're forcing their hands to talk about something. It's like when George Floyd's death happened and all these companies were giving all these half-assed Black Lives Matter statements. It's like nobody wants your statement because it's literally something you felt forced to do, something you think you have to do. And no one's caring for your statement. Literally, no one.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can tell. Like my thing is, even on the internet, even if it's a statement with words, even if it's a 30-second video, we can all tell when something is genuine and when something is not.
Yeah.
So my thing is, if it's not genuine, why do you even want it? Like, why do you want to force something that's gonna come out and is not gonna be genuine? Okay, rant over. Do you guys have anything? I'm sorry, this is gonna be tight.
No,
but
it was a good rant because at the end of the day, it's like you can't force someone to feel something. You can't force someone to speak on something because it's like you said, it's not going to be genuine. And like at the end of the day, it's like influencers bring to their platform what speaks to their heart, what they like, what they want, like what their vision is, or stuff like that. So you can't really tell, like you can't really say like, hey Tasha, how do you feel about this? And it's like, first of all, especially if you're not familiar on the topic, it's like I can't voice an opinion on it because it's not going to be an educated opinion on it. You have to let me like, go through everything myself, like learn about it, have my own thoughts about it, and then maybe I will talk about it, right? If I feel like it's something that needs to be spoken about. In regards to that, it's just like how she said, oh, she was speaking, they asked about Cuba, but she's like, oh yeah, but what about DR? It's like, it's also like everything in the media too. It's like you said too, Black Lives Matter. That was a huge movement in social media where people would say like, okay, yeah, but white lives matter too, oh, brown lives matter too, like, oh, this and that. But it's like you're not even like thinking of or taking in what that is actually about. It's like this is actually something happening in the community and happening in like the world, and it's like you need to stop thinking about yourself for a second and address an issue that's happening like in the media. Or like happening in our day-to-day lives, right? So it's really bad. Like I don't think anyone should force anyone, regardless if you're an influencer or anything, to speak about a topic that that doesn't speak to you. Or I think if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all, or don't even address it at all. Yeah, I don't know. But I guess like from like the viewer's point of view, like if they care about the influencer a lot, they want to know like, hey, like what do you think of that? But I don't know.
There's just so much pressure when you're an influencer, and yet you have a lot of responsibility when you have a platform. And it's like you want to say the right thing, you want to be, on the right side of, history and stuff like that. But you're right, it does take a lot of educating, and not everyone can sit down and educate themselves in a day. Some people don't know what to say. They don't know, if what they're going to say is going to be offensive, taken the wrong way, and like we have this whole thing of cancel culture, and I understand cancel culture is accountability if somebody's doing something terrible or like really extreme, but a lot of the time I think people are scared to even say anything because they might just be canceled because they need to be educated, not because they're saying necessarily the wrong thing. And it's walking on eggshells now, so it's difficult. And it's like you say something, somebody's going to say something against you. You don't say something, somebody's going to say something against it. It's all over the place. But yeah, I agree. I mean, like, don't force somebody. Let them do it on their own. It's more authentic. It's more genuine, and also you don't know what they're dealing with on the other side. It's very heavy, and I don't know. It's it's definitely though that whole Black Lives and White Lives Matter and all that stuff and whatever. Yeah, if somebody is obviously struggling, don't be taking the time to say this is about me. Don't do that. That's not it. Don't do that. And I don't know. There's a lot of research that has to be done, and fact research. Like, get your real sources. Don't be looking just because of WhatsApp and Facebook. Say, like, you have to go into Google Scholar or something. Like, look for peer-reviewed articles and stuff like that if you're going to educate yourself, or look for posts that are backed up by things like that with real resources. Unfortunately, we live in an era where not everything on the internet is credible or valuable, and it's very easy to make it look credible. Like a lot of the SOS Cuba posts had a lot of the red flags. Some of them were great and had like resources and whatever, and then some of them were skewed in the other direction, but you wouldn't know that. You have to read subtly and also read in the background. But yeah, no, I agree with what you both were saying.
Yeah, like I always say, and I think it's such an unpopular opinion, but I always say, like, unpopular opinion, I'm like, people say the term cancel culture like it's always a bad thing, and I'm like, nah, I think cancel culture is actually a very like, it's a very versatile thing. It could really go either way. Yeah, because cancel culture can be good and cancel culture can be bad.
Exactly. It's a spectrum.
Because there have been a lot of people who maybe, people have tried to cancel them, but in reality, like, it's just like, okay, they did something once upon a time, they were different back then. Because I really do believe that some people, like, sometimes, like, there are signs, like, sometimes people can really be a whole different person within the span of like a few years, so when people come out and pull up the archives, like, oh, they said this and that, or look at this video of this and that they did 6 years ago, then it's kind of like, okay, that was 6 years ago, like, what do they do now? But there have been also times where people have I've called somebody out for some crazy stuff and found out, like, oh, this is who they really are. Just in case you guys didn't know that this is the person you guys are putting your money towards, and you supporting them, and you buying their product, you buying their, you're supporting their content, whatever it is that they're doing. So I feel like it could really go either way. I feel like people, and that's the thing, I feel like people really just say cancel culture like it's always a negative thing. Like, oh, you're canceling people, it's so negative. No, it can be good or bad.
Yeah.
I think the fact that, like, because that's part of cancel culture technically, like the fact that, like, even the things I'm saying, like, about the show, the fact that there are things that we would let slide before and not let slide now, I think that's also kind of related to cancel culture. The fact that, like, it's like, oh, like, the fact that someone before could make a certain, like, racially sensitive joke on a show or in a movie, and we would be okay with that, but now we're kind of like, nah, I don't really like that. Because the thing is that sometimes, I feel like back in those times, sometimes you'd say something and somebody'd be like, oh, that's a funny joke, or they'd be like, oh, that's okay because it's just for this show, or it's just for this movie, or it's just that they said it but they didn't mean it that way, and people were more lenient about things. But then in reality, someone would be hurt, like, they'd make some type of racial comment or joke, and then everybody be like, oh, that's fine. But in reality, someone was hurt by it. Or they'll make that fat girl joke in that show, and everyone's like, oh, that was funny. But in reality, somebody's hurt by it, Because at the end of the day, there are things that are that are left unsaid, and people sometimes heard about things in those times and nobody said anything. So at least there's the fact that now, because of the culture of, you know, the society we now live in, at least people are vocal about, I'm offended by this. Like, this is offensive to me, you know? This is hurting me. I don't want you guys to say these types of things because I'm hurt by it, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, so all right, so I feel like that was it for that topic. So I think the last topic we had, I think we might end up talking about it for a while. So, and it's already 7:50, so I think I'm gonna leave that one for next time. You know, we can leave it for next time. Because yeah, I think we're probably gonna talk about it a bit. So I think that we can leave it here, and also the fact that the setup that I'm in right now, I literally don't have an outlet by me, and my computer's gonna die because this thing dies really fast. So literally, I'm like, my computer's gonna cut us off, if anything, at this point anyway. Besides the fact that we had to get off at 8, my computer's gonna literally in a minute. So, but thank you guys all for coming. Whoever's on here, we've had a few people popping in and out, but thank you guys for coming. You know, the good thing about, you know, this platform is that, you know, we can save it for later, and, you know, we can, like, you know, direct people to it from all of our platforms, from Instagram, from we can share it on Facebook, we can share it in all different types of places. So definitely, you know, you guys can check it out after as well. That will be awesome. And we'll be here again next week. This week, unfortunately, Leslie couldn't be with us. Hopefully, we'll be all 4 of us here next week. It should be cool. But definitely, I love this. I don't know how now that it's over, what do you guys think? I love this.
It's great. It lasted. It did what it needed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, everyone looks clear, crystal clear, you know. No one, like, you know,
and no one looks pixelated.
I know.
We've been looking pixelated on Instagram.
Look at my skin look nice and everything.
Shoot, if I'm gonna come on with a pimple right here, y'all gonna see the pimple right here, you know? Crystal clear.
Right? Yeah, and it didn't freeze. So that's good.
Yeah, but thank you guys so much.
Like, what?
Yeah, we have a banner. Yeah, we can do more things.
Yeah.
Like today we came on late, so I didn't do it. But you know, we can do the countdown and everything, you know. So yeah, so it's really cool. I really like it. So yeah, so guys, we'll be here same time, same place next week. So definitely come join us here on Temple Girl Talk. Go follow Temple Networks on social media. I'm gonna put it right there. Boom. Go follow Temple Networks on social media, on Instagram and on TikTok. And also go follow us, boom, on social media as well. Your Temple Girl Talk host. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Only on Tempo. Make sure you guys keep your tempo up.
Keep your tempo up.
Tempo up.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys.